Welcome, mercenaries. It's Osama. Welcome back to the Syndicate. Today's video is going to be a long-awaited video and should-have-done video, but you know, time is money. Money is time, and time is something that you can't get back. So now that I have some spare time, I figured I'd jump right into it. So, to those of y'all who did check out the arena shooting complex weekend trip video series, 3 episodes, thank you very much. Thank you very much. Wasn't the best of video footage, as it was a lot to do and only had one camera. Unfortunately, didn't have the second camera online. The second camera was supposed to be spotting the hits downrange. Couldn't spot any hits on the camera past 800 yards. So any of the farther shots, I couldn't get any impacts on camera. So I apologize about that. I'm just gonna have to invest in a spotter with a spotting scope camera set up, and that way I could just zoom in right on the target. It's going to record it every time, and all the person has to do is just turn it to the target, and we can get footage of the impacts. Third camera didn't get a chance to get set up. That was going to be the camera just looking down the firing line on the range. Did not have another cell phone mount for the other phone camera, and we'll hopefully have that fixed pretty soon also. Trying to get more footage as possible, but it's hard working with one camera, trying to get me getting shots in, trying to get other people down range getting shots in, and I can have more footage if I have more static cameras, stationary cameras on the firing line and on the shooter as well, and on the shooter's target. So that will hopefully be an upgrade in the future. But besides that, we're going to introduce our long-range rifle here. Precision rifle setup. And without further ado, let's get into it. But beforehand, I want to say that this rifle, if I haven't been keeping up with the series before, has been my dream rifle ever since I laid eyes on it. This was over 10 years ago when this rifle came out, and the design is immaculate in my eyes. Very clean looking rifle, deadly looking rifle, and it shoots very awesome also. This has been the rifle that I always wanted, and I made it happen. And this is my primary go-to short action rifle. So without further ado, I would like to introduce the rank and file to the Accuracy International AXSA in 6.5 Creedmoor. 6.5 Creedmoor. So we're gonna do a visual inspection here. Just let everybody know magazine's empty. I know muzzle sweep, but empty. So just here for cosmetics. Locks right on in. Close right on down. So now step on this side. We're going to work our way from the rear to the front. So starting off right here, we have a Wiebad, W-I-E-B-A-D, Wiebad mini stock pad that goes along the comb height or cheek piece here that is adjustable with the screw. And I like mine pretty low, so I don't have to worry about resetting it. But you take that out, raise it, screw it on. There you go. Or you can lower it a few millimeters. Very, very fine-tuned adjustment. Very, very fine-tuned adjustment. Now, I haven't cracked the code on trying to get the length of pull. It's kind of stuck. Might need to, oh, there it goes. Well, this does the cant. So if I want to turn it upside down, or if I need to go sideways, or at an angle, this little wheel here handles that job perfectly. Length of pull, obviously, is on the back side. Same type of screw adjustment you have here, but just on the back side. And you can set that however you like. I like mine all the way in because my right eye is a closer in vision eye, or as I say, it's my short eye. Left eye is the good one to go out. Short one is very close. But it's a topic for another story. Also, this is a folding buttstock. Locks the bolt right in. Can't go anywhere. Now you can see the adjustment here for the length of pull. Right here. Same as the height comb adjustment. Locks in. Back on into place. Also, we have an Anarchy Outdoors thumb rest. So for those who like that thumb purchase here while they are on the trigger, gives you that nice thumb rest here, and bam, bam. Kind of like how I do my long range shooting, a little sniper trick. Just put the little thumb up there and it kind of gives you a better purchase or better trigger squeezes, shall I say. Still can go around if you still got the whole grip, if you just want to put your whole hand on the grip. Still can do that with no problem. So now we will go to the interesting part, which is a 3-position safety. I know you probably like 3 positions. Yeah, 3-position safety. So I think of this as like a car transmission. I'm in drive, which is kill. So I think of it as the go. I call this neutral because trigger is locked, but still can run the bolt. Alright. Now, I call this park because now the gun is totally locked out. Trigger and bolt. So real interesting design from Accuracy International. And this has been one of their, I guess you could say one of their legacy designs, having this 3-position safety. I want to say now on like the newer ones, it's more of like a U where you just swap the handle. You just slides either, safe, kill, safe, kill. So I like this one better, me personally, because I grew up looking at Accuracy International rifles and nostalgic to me. Like I said, I call it my transmission safety. So we're in drive, bam. Neutral, nothing, and park, or hold fire. So hold what you got, me in the 3rd position. All right, gonna hit this little paddle here, which is the mag release. Mag falls right out, and this is an interesting magazine, all metal design. Can be taken down by removing the follower here, forward, and it looks like it's 2 little screws here that are holding it together. Just screw them out, slide it forward, and like I say, you just have a little cutout here in case any water, say, gets in. It has a way to bleed out, drip out. So nice intuitive design here, and these magazines are not cheap. Last time I checked, the magazines, 10-round magazines, are around $110. So very expensive magazines. They rock in just kind of like an AK a little bit, as you can see there. And I'll probably do another one when I swap it on around. All right. Scope mount system here is the Spuhr from the famous Hakan Spuhr. And this is his, I guess you could call it 6 points of contact. You have 3 points here at the top, 3 points here at the bottom. Over here is 3 points, and over here is 3 points. So you have 12 points of contact on your scope. 4 screws here, mount to the 1913 style Picatinny rail. This one's scope height is at 1.5 inches. So when the PVS 27 comes in, she'll mount right here in the front and will be collimated. And I can always remove the sunshade. There's a optional thing here. But not to jump too far ahead. This scope, don't know if you might be able to see it. Comb height might be in the way, but right in here is mounted with the scope mount a bubble level, which really isn't too accurate. It's showing halfway into the right side of the bubble. So it's kind of like right in here. If you can see that, the bubble's right in here. It's not inside in the middle, but I wouldn't trust my life on that. I have another tool for that, which I'll get into in a second once I go around the optic. Mounted up here in this Spuhr, and this Spuhr mount is called their ideal Spuhr mount, their ideal scope mounting system, excuse me, Spuhr ISMS. So this also has 2 screws right here for top for weapons mounted laser rangefinders, i.e. silencer code radius, which is what I was going to go with, but it's a little bit more, I say, on the softer end of things, and I'm really going to go and bite the bullet and really bite the bullet and spend about $5-6 grand on the used market for a nice Wilcox Raptor S, which is a weapons mounted laser rangefinder system here that also not only gives precise laser range-finding capabilities, but also has applied ballistics built in and gives me my dope right on hand. So what I would do is, after it's been sighted into the reticle on the scope, I would just basically put the reticle on what I want to target I want to laze, hit the button. You see, you can either put a pressure pad on the left side or right side for your finger for quick actuation, or there's a button on top that you can hit and gives you the laser range finding distance and gives you the dope for what you need to dial to make an impact on said target. Very piece of nice military kit. That's things that we like to do here on the channel. Osama Been Smoking TV, so it is coming. You have a lot of irons in the fire. A lot of irons in the fire. So, the Vortex Razor Gen 3, 6-36 mil radian. So, this scope was actually just got back to me from Vortex. Sent it in for the Vortex upgrade. Don't know if it's really considered an upgrade or something that the QC missed when it was going out, but the upgrade basically was when you dial up, when you want to take in the unlock and dial, at times the scope turret here, the elevation turret, will slip back down in the lock position when you're dialing. Now, this is not a competition rifle, even though I can't shoot competition where it's already set up, ready to go. But if I was in a rush trying to dial, it will always slide back down in the lock position. So I sent it back to Vortex, free of charge. And what they done was that they basically took the scope apart, reset the turrets here, so they did not only the elevation but the windage also, even though I didn't have a problem with the windage. But I guess it's good to know that that has also, been upgraded also. When they took the scope down, they went over everything from the rear ocular to the front objective lens. Everything was good to go. Everything was in spec. And they also repurged the unit. I don't know if they use argon or nitrogen, but they repurged the unit. So they said that the scope is in excellent condition. Excellent condition. Like I say, this scope took me all the way out here with this setup here to 1,950 yards. Pretty far out, especially for a 6.5 Creedmoor, as y'all can hear Ray and, not Ray, look, I'm already giving them names. Corbin and Scott. Look at me, brain. Look, I got so much to say. But Corbin and Scott, the big bore caliber shooters, it's a good intermediate distance cartridge, but not really meant to go out there to fight those heavy winds. You're gonna need something a little bit more bigger and heavier to stabilize in the winds. But those 147 ELD match Hornadies that I shot out, those pills really did well. Really did well. Now I guess I can go ahead and swing it on over. So now, as you can see right here, and I have to just basically adjust a little bit, it does dip down every now and then. So what I have here is a electronic level by Long Range Arms. And what's so special about this is when I told you about the level here in the back of the Spuhr, things might not line up how they need to line up. So they also have a real indication of what's going on here on the scope what I done was I put the long range arms on here, and this basically lets me know when the gun is level within 0.2 of a degree. Depending on the sensitivity that you set it on, I left it on the normal factory setting of sensitivity. And as you can see right here, if you can, it's going between green and blue. So when it's blue, it's 2 more to the right. And when the red is at the top above the green, that means it's too much canted to the left. And when it's on green, that means it's center. And it keeps fluctuating. And then the comment, as you can see here, if you can see it here, will time out and it will stay on green. Let me see if I could bring this camera on over here and show everybody here. Let's get this on over here. So, see that? Green. So when it's green, that means you should send it. If it's not green, you don't send it. Simple as that. So look, I'm so glad I was able to move the camera. So yes, long range arms, very good piece of kit here. Like I say, when I just put the rifle back, or the scope back on the rifle, I had to readjust it because the rifle has moved outside the ring, so I had to recenter it, and that was dead nuts on. I guess I can swing it back this way now. All right, what we have right here is an auxiliary plate from a company called Really Right Stuff. And that stuff is really right with a nice right price. So this plate right here runs about, with shipping and tax, about $90 straight from Really Right Stuff. And as you can see, this gives you the AXSA Swiss rail right in here that mounts right onto the tripod. And if you remember seeing me, I was doing some shooting that was standing up, and I had the tripod in a prone position. That's what I love about the flexibility of a tripod over a bipod, is that I can adapt to different type of shooting situations. But I'm not like a hostage rescue team or SWAT team sniper, so I'm just more of a recreational. But you know, for times when I just do want to stand and, you know, get some shots in, I can. And whenever I want to sit down, I can drop it a little lower and I can get comfortable in my seat and do shooting. And I also can lay it down flat in the prone position. Really nice piece of kit here. Like I say, really nice investment here if you're a tripod shooter like me. And it locks right on in. And as you can see, the whole thing moves just like how the Scar 17, same tripod here. The 2 Vet Sporting Goods 40 mic tripod, which is 40 millimeter, referring to the carbon fiber legs here, 40 millimeters. So it's the same one. I just have the, I guess you call it like the pitch. Well, I wouldn't call it a pitch, more like a yaw, where you can select, you know, which type of direction of shooting, since you already have the rifle level in the ARCA. And when you have your Really Right Stuff, already have the rifle dead center, all you gotta do is just swerve from target to target. Then what you can do is just move the ball head up and down to increase your shooting, whether you're shooting closer, shooting farther. You know, the ball head accompanies everything that you need it to do. That's a real nice setup here. And for those who want to know what's this thing hanging off here, so this is the Armageddon gear high temp suppressor cover. Really was a great addition out there in the arena, shooting in the outside, because it was really hot. And I want to say Saturday when we broke away for lunch, the car said that it was 115 degrees outside. So this high temp cover really helped keep the mirage down when I was shooting. And like I said, the only mirage that you were able to see was the mirage downfield looking through the scope. And ThunderBeast Ultra 9. Go ahead so people can see it. This is a direct thread, and one thing that was noted there, if y'all seen it, or maybe if I didn't say nothing about it, I will discuss it now. So direct thread, which is your tried and true suppressor mounting system here, gave me a little issues after the high round count going down range. It started to back off, and I want to say it was about maybe a quarter to a third off when I was going way down range Saturday. And it really caused accuracy issues because the can's backing off and maybe the little movement in the can. Glad I don't have a baffle strike, but it was affecting the accuracy down range. So we'll be sending this back in to ThunderBeast. ThunderBeast still offers. I've called and talked to them to where, and I don't even know, excuse me, but titanium, so did nothing to it. So this interior piece right here, this mount right here, can be taken out and it can be converted back to a QD. So once you take this little mount out, the QD mount rings for the muzzle brake are still inside. They're just screwing in through this here to mount it on. So all I do is just use some type of laser or something to cut it out, spin it out. Then all of a sudden, I can just screw on a muzzle brake, and hey, now I'm back on in the game. So that's going to be the next order of business. And I want to say, if I remember correctly, that upgrade to switch that out is $75. If I remember what the lady told me. $75 if you want to go from QD to direct thread to QD. 75 which way, but just know that when you're going from direct thread to QD, you will need to spend, and I want to say they were charging $100, $125 for a muzzle brake, but you can get those cheaper or used for less than that. Like I said, all you can do is mount it once and leave it there. So, real nice rifle here. Real nice rifle. Like I said, my dream rifle, and I made it happen. Took this baby out, 1,950 yards. Didn't get an impact, but next time when I go, I would definitely go for the impact and see if I can ring at 2,000 yards with this setup. I'm going to shoot, which I didn't get a chance to do Sunday, the Burger 153.5 grain long range hybrid target. I will be shooting majority of that maybe next time when I go, maybe day one, because I really want to see how those do past 1,000, because they say that will stabilize a little bit more further out past 1,000 than the lighter bullets will, fight in the wind. So that's something I didn't get a chance to do. I mainly took the 147s all the way out, and those held up pretty well. So just an extra 6.5 grains of projectile should hopefully fight those winds off going down, because that Mirage down range was real serious. And at one time, I want to say Friday and Saturday, the Mirage was going from left to right. Sunday, the Mirage was going from right to left. So, got to be wary of that. And like I say, this was just, rifle provided a hell of a time. And before I even forget, which I know I'm looking at it now, which I didn't discuss, was that in 2014, I don't know if y'all could probably see it here, but on here on Accuracy International, they put the date of manufacture when the rifle was built and the serial number. So with this being the 14, this was the first generation of implementing their quick lock barrel change system, which is this hex nut right here. And more than likely, I'll just bring the camera in so y'all can just see it. So yeah, right here. And once you do, I'll just go ahead and leave that right here. And I'll go grab my kit here on the side. So basically, what I have here is my fix-it sticks. So basically, it's a kit to where you can basically work on things in the field, so to say. So, for instance, it comes like this inside the pouch. It's basically like a tool holder, and you have these two handles. Two handles here. All right. What you would do, and since I have, which one is, here we go. All right, so let me take one out so I can give you a demonstration purpose. So what you would do is you just take one of these little fasteners out, or can't call it a fastener, but tool bit out. What you would do, bam, in there. And what we would do is that once we have it in here, put it right on in here, okay? And so what we would do, and this is a 49 inch-pound torque value. I don't know if y'all can see that, but that Slocky 49-pound torque value, you would go just right in here, and you will turn. And it basically will loosen up that screw, and that is how you will change the barrel out. Barrel slides right out once you unscrew it. Put your new caliber. So what I'll be putting on next time when I go out there is that I will be shooting 308, and I would just screw a 308 barrel in here. Come on in here, tighten up, boom, ready to shoot 308. Because 6.5 and 308 use the same magazine length. So only thing different, just the case diameter where the bullet goes in, where the projectile goes, is just trimmed down 308. So don't have to really convert anything like that. The only thing I had to do is change the zero on the optic. And I'm telling you guys, if you have some money to burn, and I want to say some good money to burn, because this rifle is not cheap. This is not a cheap rifle by any means. And I will tell you the price of the rifle right here. So for the setup here that I have with the Accuracy International is very, 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 very expensive. This is a very, very expensive rifle. And the fixing stick just basically fits in this little pouch. And basically I need to get one for my scope mount. So I need to get a 15 through 18 pound so I can maybe need to readjust my scope or whatnot. I can do that all in the field with this little kit here, fixing sticks. $100+ setup, but you'll never be able to buy tools again, especially if you have a quick change barrel system like this. One and done. And this thing will adapt to any brand quick change barrel, because all you're doing is changing the bits that go into the nut of the barrel that holds the barrel in, and or fasteners that you need to do for scope mounting. Very simple, very simple. So now back to the rifle. So we're going to do pre-pandemic prices and post-pandemic prices. So for this rifle here, when it first was hitting the market, before COVID, this rifle was $7,500. This is just the rifle here. No scope, no mini stock pad, no auxiliary plate, no can, and this is with a regular WinTac barrel that came across from the pond. So $7,500 before taxes, pre-COVID, around $8,000 now during and after COVID. Well, the prices of these just went up this year. So now these are $8,000 before tax. I know you're saying, God dang, Osama. But hey, you only live once, and you have to make sure you have the best that life can offer while you are alive. So we'll just say $8,000 just on the rifle. $8,000 just for this. No scope, no pad, no can, no auxiliary mount, no Anarchy Outdoors thumb rest. $7,500 before taxes. So we'll just say $8,000. I know I just said it about 5 times. Mini stock pad from Wiebad. $50. Anarchy Outdoors thumb rest. Can't remember the price on this, but if I want to say it was no more than $100 shipped. Like I said before, it comes with one magazine. I have 4 that came with the rifle when I got it, and they're all spray painted like this. I don't think this is I think this is a rattle can job. I don't believe this is a factory available magazine. I want to say the owner had Cerakote, well not Cerakote, but rattle can loads. Auxiliary plate, like I say, $90 shipped. Spur mount ideally goes for $410 for this mount here. $410. Scope, $3,000. This is an aftermarket proof research steel barrel, about 4.5 pound steel barrel. This was $600, and this is a pre-fit. So basically what pre-fit means, the barrel has already been designed and cut by the barrel tenon back here, which is an M27 breech barrel tenon. And this will automatically fit every Accuracy International, either the AX short action series or the Accuracy International AT or Accuracy Tactical series, which is the lower tier than this, which is probably, if I had to say now, you can get a demo used AT from Euro Optic for about $4,200 if it has the folding stock. If it does not have a folding stock, it would be cheaper, probably about $3,900 or $3,800. But if you get them new, this would be about $4,200 for the Accuracy International AT non-folder, and about $5,000 for the folding model. So these rifles are not cheap, but they're highly regarded and respected in the long-range precision shooting community, because these are, in fact, military-grade rifles. These rifles are built to hold 1 MOA in any weather condition. You heard me right. This is a military rifle built to hold 1 MOA in any type of weather condition. So I know some of y'all saying, well, if it's 20-mile-an-hour wind, there's no way it's going to hold a 1 MOA group at 100 yards. That might be so, but it was built with the accuracy in mind when they engineered this to withstand any type of extreme temperature, whether it's cold or hot, dusty, sandy conditions, humid conditions. Is built to withstand it all. So this is what makes this rifle so loved. And I always do that every time. Gotta move it. So this bolt here is the same bolt that's in the Accuracy International Arctic Warfare rifle. So this bolt has been tested and will not freeze in any Arctic condition. This bolt will not freeze. This gun is the same, this action is the same action in the Accuracy International Arctic Warfare. Same bolt. So it runs at, I want to say was -45 degrees Celsius in the coldest of Arctics, and won't freeze, and has been rendered in the desert to about 120 plus degrees heat index included, I would have to say, for the heat. And this gun will run in any continent in the world. Those are what these rifles are known for. These rifles are known for flat out straight precision. Flat out straight precision, and to work wherever they are at, wherever the soldier is deployed, this rifle is going to work. Other actions will just freeze up, lock up, and be just like this. They ain't gonna go nowhere. It's frozen up, but the metals that they use are really resistant to the heat and to the cold. And I'm not talking about where you need lubrication. This thing will run shots off in these type of conditions. That's what makes these rifles so famous. accuracy is deadly, and you get what you pay for in life. Like I say, I went over these numbers. You see what it is. This isn't cheap. But the thing about it is, you want something that's going to go out there and run, something that's going to work. And this rifle system is the rifle system if you want to lay down some serious firepower anywhere in the world. So, another look here at the AI. Very nice rifle. Beautiful rifle. My favorite. Like I said, can't wait to go shooting again, which will be sometime soon. And we'll hopefully get more footage, better footage, and like I said, just a nice, fun plinking rifle. And I just not thought about it, but I figure I'll tell you now. So the long range arms here has a spirit level built in. So if when you do re-zero the sensitivity and the vertical or horizontal mounting of this, you can see I have mine mounted vertical, but I can mount it horizontal right here in the front of the scope mount to where it hangs out here where I can see if it's level or not. You basically put this little bubble level right on top, and basically you will get it to where it's level here and it'll be level here when you zero it in and set the canting on said long range arms on the rifle. So basically what you would do is you'll spin this little dial just on and off a few times, back and forth, and that turns into the calibration mode. And basically the two dots, you have the red and the blue, will zero into the green. And once you have it level, that's when it will lock itself in and say, okay, well this is center right here on this standing tripod here, since I have it on tripod. And say, okay, so when it's vertical, it knows when it's going to be off cant or not. Real nice piece of kit here when you can take that off and then mount it, you know, especially toolless. All the tools are here. And I'm not going to take it off, but right here is a Picatinny rail that just mounts right on into the back end of the Spuhr mount here, which was about $30. So, very nice piece of kit. And the Wilcox Raptor mount rail that goes here on top is about $100. So, hopefully, not this time next year, but soon then. I have PVS 27 right here mounted. And I need to go check my lottery ticket. I could have hit that $1 billion last night. And I go ahead and put my Wilcox Raptor up here. And I think this rifle will be set good to go. I have everything I need for daytime ops, including the Wilcox up here. And then just put the clip-on night vision here for daytime operations. And the PVS 27 is a Magnum universal night sight. So I could also mount that on the 50 caliber, which hopefully should be completed and ready to be viewed in the next few months, maybe end of the year, because I have a lot of things going on, a lot of irons in the fire, and I still haven't ponied up enough money for my scope for it. And then I'll be getting another Spuhr mount for that rifle also. That's really all I like to run is Spuhr. That's all I really like is Spuhr. I love the design of Spuhr, the look of it, what it does. Like I say, it holds the optic dead in there. Like I say, you can't shake this thing, you know, loose. It is on there like the claw of a damn king crab. It has a grip on it and it won't let go. All right, mercenaries. Thank y'all for tuning in. Hopefully that y'all love the rifle as much as I do, and hopefully y'all will be there when I get more shots off. Like I say, as of right now, farthest hit with this rifle is a mile. Next, about a month or so ago, we're talking about going back to the arena, so hopefully I can use those burgers and make the hit on 19.5 out to 2,000 yards, and that'll probably be the max for this rifle. You know, after you go past that mile, you know, that bullet probably start to dance since it's in transonic, you know, heading to the subsonic muzzle velocity. So, well, I won't call it muzzle velocity, but just velocity in general. So, we'll see, mercenaries. Thank y'all for tuning in for another episode of The Syndicate. It's Osama, and I see you next time. Osama, out.